Welcome back to Golf Today. Now, back in January, Jessica Korda drained a long birdie putt on the first playoff hole at the Diamond Resorts Tournament of Champions to defeat Danielle Kang and pick up her 6th career LPGA win. Now, fast forward 1 month, as the LPGA is back, it was in action at Lake Nona Golf and Country Club. And this week, it was Nelly's time. The 22-year-old shot a final round 69 at Gainbridge to solidify her 4th career LPGA Tour title and her first LPGA Tour title in the United States. With the win at age 22, Nelly has the most LPGA victories of any player currently 22 years old or younger. So with Nelly's win, the Kordas become the 2nd set of sisters to win back-to-back LPGA Tour events. The only others, that's right, Annika and Charlotte Sorenstam. Fitting as Annika made her return to the LPGA Tour this past week. So with that, I'm delighted to welcome in Golf Week's senior writer, Beth Ann Nichols. Always a treat to see you, Beth Ann. Now, it is the year of the Kordas so far. Back-to-back wins for the sisters. Nelly's 4th LPGA Tour win, first in the States. What statement did this win make to you?
Oh, well, first of all, it's a fantastic start for the LPGA, no question about it. But, Nelly's tears at the end, really said a lot, because this was a stressful one for her. And even though you really couldn't see it when she's playing, because she doesn't really give that away, she looked at her Whoop band before her interview and she said, "Oh my gosh, I burned 2,500 calories. And someone said, "Did you work out before the round?" And she said, "No, that's how much my heart was racing out there. This was really stressful." So to win without your A game, I think says a lot for her. And she gave a lot of credit to her caddy, Jason McDee. They start their 4th season together, and I really think they have a great partnership, and he gave her a lot of support out there. She said, "I wouldn't be hoisting this trophy without Jason." And so many of the great players in the LPGA have had the same caddy for a long time, and I don't think that's a coincidence.
Yeah, we heard her say after the round that Jason said to her, "If you need to kill anyone today, kill me," because she was obviously under a fair bit of stress out there, as you mentioned. But this is the first time that we've seen sisters win back-to-back on tour since 21 years ago. We saw the Sorenstams there just a moment ago. How much do Nelly and Jessica push each other out there on tour?
Well, I was talking to Jessica after it was over, a wine glass in hand, getting ready for a toast. And she said that after the Diamond Resorts, where, of course, they played alongside each other in that final round, they had a conversation afterwards, and they talked about what they saw in each other's games under the height of pressure. And Jessica pointed to a few things to Nelly and her putting. And Nelly said they were small, but they were significant, the adjustments. And so what an opportunity to be able to have someone that you trust implicitly give you that kind of feedback under the height of pressure. Of course, they're pushing each other, but more than anything, it's an incredible amount of support.
It's just so much fun to see them out there. What an absolute family moment that was on Sunday. Now, one of the other huge storylines of the week was, of course, Annika Sorenstam. Now, as expected, she produced some magical moments out there, especially on the Friday, making the cut on the number after that unfortunate incorrect ruling earlier in the day. What will you remember most about Sorenstam's return to the LPGA?
Well, 2 things stand out. The way she handled that bad ruling when the rules official came up to her and talked to her, and she ends up comforting him, telling him, "Please don't lose sleep over this. Don't beat yourself up." It was a masterclass in grace and professionalism. So many things that players can take away from Annika and how she comported herself last week. And then, of course, after it was all over, I was struck by how she got choked up. She cried when she was asked, "Hey, did you realize the kind of impact that you were going to have on all these young players out here who are just, blown away by the opportunity to play alongside the player they consider to be the GOAT?" And at that thought, she really got emotional and said, "Hey, it's really important for me to help other players realize their dreams now. I've had my time." But also, a number of players said to her, "If you need some competition, if you want a game, I'd love to play with you ahead of the Senior Women's Open." And she's going to take them up on that. And I think the result of last week is you're going to see a lot of strengthened relationships between Annika and the younger generation. And I think that's a beautiful thing.
It was just so cool to see her out there. Now, we saw last week Annika's children and her family, they were by her side the whole way. Her son Will was there with open arms, wanting to give her a hug pretty much every moment that we saw them. How different is 2021 Annika in competition compared to when she was at her peak?
Oh, it was so much fun. You know, if there was a moment of downtime, Annika was at the rope line, you know, chatting with her kids, holding their hands on the way to the tee. You know, she put everything she had into making the cut and to doing her best this week. But at the same time, she also had that balance that she wanted to make sure that this was something Will and Ava would remember for the rest of their lives, and that they had the time of their lives as well. And I just think it was a tremendous thing for younger players to watch the relationships that she has with her kids and to see how rich life can be after golf.
Yeah, very well said. It was very special to see. And now Lydia Ko, fantastic result once again, a tied second finish, which was so great to see. What impressed you about Lydia last week, and what's next for her?
Well, you know, she said on the final round, she had 4 birdies in a row, and that visualization of seeing the putts finally fall again, because after a sparkling first round, it kind of fell off there in the middle, and you know, she's just going to carry some confidence into this week at GolfNow Mobile, which actually is the spot where she became the #1 player in the world for the first time, and the youngest #1 at 17 years old. So this coming week, you know, she's going to a course where she's finished 2nd and 3rd, and obviously has some great memories from those signature holes. So I actually said to Lydia after a round, she wears this bracelet on her left hand, and quite frankly, it looks like something a child made. And I said, "Oh, who made your bracelet?" She said, "Actually, I bought this with my own money, but what's significant is the bracelet says believe on it." And she said, "This word means a lot to me right now." And 6 years ago, when she became the #1 player in the world, no one doubted Lydia Ko's self-belief and her confidence. And she's doing her utmost to get that back right now.
Seeing her build momentum this season and has been so great to watch. I think the whole golfing world is behind her to return to that winner's circle. And just finally, Beth Ann, obviously this last week the event moved from Boca Raton to Lake Nona. It was the first time that we'd really seen this event played in tournament condition in about 30 years. How successful do you think the week was?
Oh, players raved on and on about Lake Nona. And Annika Sorenstam actually said it felt like a major championship in terms of the condition of the course, the way it was set up. You know, I think this will be one of the best tracks that the tour goes to all season. And it really got you thinking, boy, wouldn't it be great if the LPGA came back to Lake Nona every year and Annika Sorenstam played host? There isn't a tournament on the LPGA schedule right now that's hosted by an LPGA player. And it just seems like this just all makes so much sense, perfect sense, right? To have this bridge of all the great work that Annika does with her foundation, with the younger generations, to then link that up to Annika's great legacy on the LPGA. I mean, it feels like a no-brainer. So hopefully somebody that can write a check and make that happen.
Yes, I like it. All the best ideas are the ones that you say, why has no one thought about that earlier? I love it, Beth Ann. Always great insight from you. Glad you had a great week, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you.